In this video, I'm going to be talking about solving equations with variables on each side of the equal sign. Okay, so when you have variables on both sides of the equal sign, you want to get the variables on one side and all the numbers or the constants on the other side. So meaning I have a 5c on the left and a 7c on the right. So what you want to do is you want to get those two variable terms on the same side of the equal sign. So I'm going to subtract 5c. The reason I do that is it cancels out. 7 minus 5 is a 2c minus a 2. Now, the reason I did that is because I looked at these variables and I said 5c, 7c. If I subtract the 5 over, that's going to get me a positive 2. If I were to subtract the 7 over to the 5, then I would have a negative, and I don't want to try and deal with negatives. So now I add a 2 over. Cancels out my 2. I have 10 equals 2c. I divide by a 2. So we get 5 equals c. And remember, with an equal sign, I can just flip the locations of those things if I wanted. Okay, solve the equation, check your solution. Okay, so now I have a 5a plus 2 equals 6 minus 7a. So get the a's on the same side. And that 7a being negative makes me nervous. So I'm going to add that over. So I have 12a plus 2 is equal to 6. Now I subtract 2, that cancels out that side. 2a equals 4. I can't do math today. I can't write. So now I divide by 12. Ooh, be careful with this. Oh, I like this question. Because I was thinking if I divide by 4. No, I divide by 12. 4 over 12, that reduces to 1/3. So that's a tricky one. Some people might think it's 3. Okay, this one. I'm going to rewrite this in the middle. Because I have an x over a 2 plus a 1 equals a 1/4 x minus 6. Now, this is a fraction. And we have a lot of fractions in here. And I don't want to deal with fractions. So what I want to do is I want to clear the fractions. So I want to look at the number that's in the denominator, 2 and 4. Both those are in the denominator. And I want to multiply by a number that's going to get rid of those or clear the fraction. So 2 and 4. Okay, so let's think about this. 2 and 4. What is the smallest number that goes into both 2 and 4? The least common multiple, well, that's going to be 4. So if I multiply this side by 4 and this side by 4, that's going to be really nice. So now I'm going to distribute that through. So I have 4x over 2 plus a 4. Here I have 4 times 1/4 x minus a 6 times a 4. Well, that's 24. Those cancel. So the right side equals x. I'm sorry, the right side does not equal x. The right side is x minus 24. This left side, this cancels to be a 2. So now I don't have fractions. Okay, clearing out those fractions helps you out. That pink is a little bright. So now I'm going to get my variables on one side. I'm going to subtract an x. So I have x plus 4 equals a negative 24. If I subtract a 4 from both sides, I get a negative 28. Now, there's something in here. I wonder if the other slides had that. Check your solution. I'm going to go back and see. Oh, it did say check your solution. I didn't check my solution. I didn't follow my own directions. Oh, man. Let's do it with this one. So, I like solving equations. I like solving equations because you know whether you're right or not. Okay? You know whether you're right or not if you plug in this 28 wherever we see an x. So negative 28 over 2 plus 1, is that going to be equal to 1/4 times negative 28 minus 6? Negative 28 over 2, well, that is a negative 14 plus 1. Did I do that right? I feel like I didn't do that right. Divided by 2. I did. Is that equal to 1/4 times 28? Well, that is a negative 7 minus 6. The left side equals a negative 13. The right side, I don't know why I don't have confidence in myself, equals a negative 13. So our answer works. Okay, and I should have been doing that all along. I apologize. And I mean, yes, the directions say check your solution. Am I going to be looking to see if you check your solution? No. But if you check your solution, you know you got the problem right. You know I had that problem right. 5 out of 5 on a quiz. 5 out of 5 on a test. Done. Okay. Solve this equation. Check your solution. Okay, I'm going to highlight that so I remember to do it. Okay. So, I like this one because first we have to simplify. First, I have to distribute that negative 6 inside. So negative 2b, when I distribute the negative 6 to the 7, I get a negative 42. When I distribute the negative 6 to the 4, I get a positive 24b equals, distribute the 2 inside, okay, so now you want to combine like terms. So on the left side, you see you have a 24b and you have a negative 2b. You want to combine these two terms. So when I combine those two terms, I have 24b minus 2, that's a 22b, minus 42 is equal to a negative 6b minus 14. Now get your variables together. I add 42. I divide by 28. Oh, I ran just out of room. B is going to be equal to 1. Okay, I'm going to check my solution. So now I plug in negative 2 times 1 minus 6 times 7 minus 4 times 1 equals a 2 times by negative 3 times a 1 minus 7. Okay, so I have a negative 2 minus 6 times the quantity of 7 minus 4. Okay, I do my parentheses first, and I make sure that I do my parentheses correctly. So I have negative 2 minus 18 equal to a negative 20. I have negative 20 equals negative 20. So yes, that was the correct answer. Okay? And if I got something that didn't work on this right side when I was checking my answer, go back and relook at your work and see what you've done wrong and try and figure out what you've done wrong. That's half the battle in mathematics. Okay, solving this equation. Let's change our color. Let's change to green. Multiply the 1/3 through. 1/3 times 8 is 6. 1/3 times 12 is a 4. Distribute the 6 through. I subtract the 4q. And so I'm left with a 6. 12 minus 4 is equal to an 8q minus 42. I add a 42 to both sides. 42 plus 6. 48. I divide by 8. I don't know why I always struggle with 48 divided by 8. I don't know why. I never really remembered that one. And so therefore, Q is equal to 6. So now they tell me to check my solution. So you need to make sure you check your solution. Let's find a fun color to check our solution in. Check it in purple. So I have 1/3, 18 plus 12 times 6. Is that equal to 6 times 2 times 6 minus 7? 1/3 of 18. I was thinking about the 12 that I have to multiply to the 6. Okay, 1/3 of 90 is 30. 6 times 5 is 30. So yes, our answer works. Okay, now solving this equation. So again, choose another color. Choose blue. Distribute your -2 through. So I have negative 16 plus 14x minus 7x equals, distribute your 7 through. So, combining like terms on this left side, I combined the 14x minus 7x. On the right side, I have 7x. Negative 14 minus 2 is negative 16. So I subtract a 7x from both sides. Negative 16 equals negative 16. If I add 16 to both sides, 16 always equals negative 16. So this is always true. So what does that mean? That means all real numbers. No matter what number I plug in there, I'm gonna get a true solution. So this is my answer to this. If you get an equation where you get like the same number equals the same number, that's always true. So that's why our answer is all real numbers. Okay, this one. Oh, we got some fun distributing to do. So on this left side, I'm going to combine the 8n and the 2n to get a 6n. On the right side, I'm going to start multiplying all that stuff through. Now be careful here. You have a negative 7n. Negative 7 times a negative 2 is a positive 14n. Negative 7 times by a negative 5 is a positive 35. So I have 14 minus 8. Okay, so let me redo that. So let me think about how I'm going to do this. I combine these two terms to get a 6n. And then I have 14 plus 35 to get a 49. I subtract 6n to both sides. So I get 0 equals 49. This is never true. Okay, which tells me that this is no solution. So no matter what number I find, there is no number on the face of the earth that's going to make this true. Okay? Okay, so that is my video on solving equations with variables on both sides.